run off Wi-Fi. Everything run off Wi-Fi. Computers, technology. So, if the grid down, no more jobs. No more this, no more nothing.
Yeah, the money tied to a computer.
Yeah.
That's to a digital system. That all it takes is for one blackout, and now you can't get your money. You know, you can't do your everyday necessities. You know, the society can't function. And Esau Edom, he wanted that way. Because he controls the grid. Like, they sent out alerts talking about the rolling blackouts. Well, that's because he's taking too much power on one grid. There's too much power being distributed from one grid. The power grid is overloaded, you know. When really he does that to keep you from having your own power supply, because you really can build your own energy supply. And that's how it's supposed to be. Life is supposed to be where men work to create their own source of life, their own substance, where they're not dependent upon somebody else. When Esau Edom wants it that way, so he can have you be a perpetual slave. See, slavery becomes unlawful when someone sets you up in a system that makes you a slave for life. So you're really supposed to have slaves for a set time. And that time is supposed to be until they're able to maintain their own substance, man. Just like Jacob. He went and worked for, what was his name, Laban? You know, it was for a period of 7 years, and in the deal he supposed to got the daughter of Laban, which he wanted Leah. Well, he wanted Rachel, he wanted Rachel. But Leah was the oldest, so Laban really played him like, nah, you got to take her first. So he could get him to work, you know, another 7 years. And then every time he always came up with something for Jacob to stay and continue to work. But Jacob was building his own substance, building his own resources so that he can be self-sufficient. See, everybody's supposed to be self-sufficient, man.
Yeah. I want to add to that because you look at these solar panels that people get.
Right.
Once those solar panels run on Wi-Fi, Esau set up with solar panels run on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's why he allowed you to get them now.
Exactly. So it's like, damn, hey, you're not about to have a cakewalk in Jacob Choke. Everybody got to go through generators.
Yeah, because they got solar powered generators, but you still got to charge them. Yep, still got to charge them. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 20.
19 again?
Come, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for admittance. Verse 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Right, because the Lord, everything he does, okay, when he brings judgment in the earth, it's to get a reaction. All right, it's for Jake to wake the hell up and realize that he's the one that they're supposed to be worshiping and serving. And that's why the Lord said, give me that in Psalms, the 9th chapter. Right? Say, these I tear thee to pieces and there'll be none to deliver. I think it started at 14. Right? So he has the ultimate say-so in every situation in his life, whether you know it or not. Okay? But Jake, like the scripture say, he's not always mindful of, and it's talking about Jake not mindful of why things are happening. Why is this going on? And Jake don't care until it's happening to them. But see, when it's happening to you, it's gonna be too late. Go Go ahead, bro.
It's Psalms 50 and 22. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High.
Yeah.
Least I tear you into pieces, and there be none to deliver.
Start up.
20.
Let's start up.
This is Psalms 50 and 21. This Psalms 50 and 19.
Yeah.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil,
Yeah.
and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Go ahead.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, and thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
Right. This is Esau Edom. Right. Go ahead.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
And that's what happens. Pride. See, Jake, he see things going on in the earth, but because it ain't happening to him, and see, that's ultimately Esau Edom's mindset. But Jake is the same way. Jake's a shit. He don't care about what's going on over there in France. He don't care about what's going on over there in Canada. He don't care what's going on in Venezuela. What part of Africa where that shit going on? Where they fucking them up in Ghana? Yeah. Ghana? Yeah, where they gay shit. Yeah, Uganda. You don't care about that. Right? But the Lord showing you the judgment that happens before it comes to you for the evils that people do. Okay, there's examples being made in the earth. And judgment is what the Lord sends to set that example. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Right, so they thought it was cool. Right? Jake think it's cool. Jake think they're in good case. Go ahead.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So, although Esau Edom is doing these things to Jake, the Lord, he still got a remnant that he's setting in order. And see, Esau feeds off of Jake's rebellion. As long as Jake is doing wickedness, he good. But when Jake turned back to the obedience of the scriptures in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and serving the Lord, Esau Edom don't like that because he's losing his power. If wickedness is not being done, Esau Edom has no power. Go ahead.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. Psalms 50 and 22. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High, least I tear you into pieces, and there be none to deliver.
Yep. And that's why the Most High sends judgment. Because he puts you in remembrance that you need a Savior. You need salvation. Jake don't realize that he's in hell. Because Esau and this Christian community has told them that hell is a place where you go when you die. Not knowing that hell is a place that is very real upon your existence, during your time on earth. The way that you have to live, that's the level of hell that you have to go through. You know, the shit that you have to go through in this life, it ain't always easy, and depending upon the Lord's mercy, that's what dictates how much hell you catch in this life. See, Edomites not catching hell. The scriptures say they're not in trouble as other men. They have more than their hearts to desire. Their eyes stand out with fat. You think they worried about how they gonna pay their bills? You think they worried about, well, I hope my car don't break down. I hope I don't run out of gas. I hope I got enough gas to make it to work this week. You think they worried about lockdowns, inflation? Esau Edom, they're not worried about that. As a matter of fact, they thrive in those moments. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it on that Psalms. I got something.
That was Psalms 50, yeah. Right?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12. I'm going to start at 22. This is the good news.
translation.
Yep, Good News Translation. It says, yes, you punish us, but you punish our enemies 10,000 times more. So that when you judge others, we may remember your goodness. And when we are being judged, we may look for mercy.
Right. So, they were during that time of Egypt. All the plagues, God just all them plagues and the Lord brought them on Egypt. So read that again.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22 in the Good News Translation. It says, yes, you punish us, but you punish our enemies 10,000 times more.
Right, because with the second Maccabees, the 6th chapter, until they come to the fullness of their sins, so they rally with us. You know, but with us, it's like on sight for our neighbor. But with the heathens, they get the full wrath over you, how much you gonna shine. So you look at Edomites today, they're not in trouble with other man, but when the Lord comes in, you're gonna be in 10,000 times worse. Like on Memphis, the second death, to slay the third part of the man. Well, you got 2/3 of our people always have the same faith as the Edomite man. Faith.
So that when we judge ourselves, we may remember your goodness. And when we are being judged, we may look for mercy.
Right, go ahead.
And so you tormented those who were foolish enough to live wickedly. And you tormented them with the horrible things they worship. They had wandered far away.
Look at Egypt. They were worshiping balls. Most I said balls in there. You know, they were just worshiping straight idols. So the Most High pretty much was mocking them, man. I thought Paul was a god. You know, worship the sun. Where you got it? You know, bring the sun back up. So the Most High was mocking them, man. Same thing in this time. The Most High will mock everybody and not worshiping Him. You worship Jesus Christ, He got to help you, man. Allah, your own God, you gotta worship that.
They had wandered far away from the truth and worshiped the most disgusting and horrible animals. They were deceived as easily as little children. And so you punished them for their stupidity. And your judgment made them look like fools.
Wait, you judging? If the Lord judged me, you look like fools.
And it was a light punishment, but those who pay no attention to such warnings deserve to feel the full weight of the Most High's judgment.
Read that last part.
It said, but those who pay no attention.
Wait, those that pay no attention. Who does not people pay no attention? About the scourges, the vengeance, the plagues that happen around the world. Right? Pay no attention. Pay no attention to his servants that out here repeating day and night. Go ahead.
To such warnings
To such warning. Ain't the fathers giving warning? Go ahead.
deserve to feel the full weight of the Most High's judgment.
Woo!
And when they were punished with those creatures they considered gods, they became bitterly disillusioned and recognized that the true power was the one they have always refused to acknowledge. That is why they suffered the final punishment.
You got a time?
I just had a precept with it.
I mean, let's say
You can't say it no plainer than that. You know, you can't say it no plainer than that, man. And that's what the Lord has set us up to do, to come out here, to read these scriptures to you and make it plain, make it thoroughly manifested unto you. The Lord is not playing about judgment, man.
the Lord loves judgment.
He loves judgment, man. Hey, this Psalms 9 and 5. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. So this is something that's been going on. This ain't just something that just started happening. This ain't something that we telling you that's far-fetched or hard to believe, like this ain't never happened before. The Lord brings forth his judgments are eternal, man. Everything that he's done, he said, I know that the scripture say, I know that whatever the Lord do, that it shall be forever. So if he put sodomites to death by fire, that's a judgment that's forever. If he delivered his people out of bondage under the hand of the Egyptians, That's something that he's going to do. He's going to always deliver his people. All right? So when we see age after age, the same things happening, we already know what the consequences are going to be. We know what the repercussions are going to be. Because we understand how the Lord works judgment in the earth. It says, O thy enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. So when they erect these statues and these different gods that they worship, whether it be animals, hey, the Lord said, thou shalt not have any gods before me. Thou shalt not worship any molten or graven images. He's telling you not to do it first. And then when you do it, he's going to show you why not to do it.
Justify and punish.
Right.
Our Lord is just, man, righteous.
Yeah. That's why when he brings bad times, you can't say, well, what kind of God that'll do something like this? The kind of God that tells you not to do it before you do it. That way, when you do it, after he told you not to, and he put them evil judgments on your ass, you can't say he didn't tell you.
Yeah.
See, that's unjust. See, that's unjust when you don't know that you're doing something wrong, and then you get judged for it.
Yeah, you can say I ain't know.
You can say I didn't know. Well, how you gonna do that to me? I ain't even know. You know. But see, that's what Jake want to be ignorant. There's a saying, ignorance is bliss. Bliss means comfortable. But the Lord about to take all you Jakes out of your comfort zone, man. Because Esau, Edom, that's how he what's the word? Damn. He capitalizes off your ignorance. That's the word I was looking for. Jake capitalizes, Esau Edom capitalizes off of Jake's ignorance. For example, the 4th of July. You know, you go, who you think from about the most fireworks? Jake. Jake, man.
Sorry about that.
Who you think from by the most 4th of July outfits? Jake. Who you think gonna capitalize off of it? Esau. Edom capitalizes off these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, Hispanics, ignorance, man. And we out here rebuking you in the name of the Lord. Because you giving more power to your enemy. You putting him in a constant state of advantage over you by being ignorant of his devices. Give me that, 2 Corinthians, right? 2:11.
This 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. These saints should get an advantage of us, but we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, at least Satan shall get an advantage. Read it in another translation, right? Let's see what the GNT say there. These Satan shall get an advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his devices. And that's ultimately speaking of the Lord's elect. Because everybody else is ignorant of Satan. Most people think Satan is a man under the ground in a red suit with horns, a pitchfork, you know, dwelling in a pit of fire. Go ahead, bro.
This 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us.
So that Satan will not outsmart us.
Hey, that goes right back to Revelation 13:17.
Yeah.
Or 18. We got his number.
Right. We got his number. It say that he that have wisdom count the number of the beast. Here is wisdom. So you got to know how Satan operates. First, you got to know who Satan is. Right? Go ahead.
For we are familiar with his evil schemes.
We are familiar with his evil schemes. Now let's go to Job. Let's go to Job real quick, man. Right? Is it Job, the 6th chapter? The sons of God. right? Let's see how Satan operates. Let's see what power Satan actually has and where he gets the power from, right? Yep.
This is Job chapter 2.
And we're going to read down to verse 6, I think. Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves
They
before
say,
the Lord.
What's the key word?
Again.
So you gotta go back to the full chapter.
Right.
They're gonna say the same thing.
Right.
We're gonna stay there.
Right. So this show you this is not something that just happened